Hi everyone, and welcome to my next video. This one is going to be all about depression and how you can support someone who is suffering with depression. First of all, I think if you want to support someone, you need to know a little bit more about what depression is. First of all, depression is not a weakness. It is not being lazy. It is an illness. It's chemical imbalance in your brain. It is not a choice. No one chooses to be depressed. No one can snap out of it. No one can just think positively and suddenly be cured. It can affect anyone of any age, any race, sexual orientation, any gender, literally anyone. You can suffer with depression for a few months or a few years. I spoke to someone about a year ago actually who had suffered with depression for about 30 years. So it's it can also be a silent killer. It's not something that you can just, brush off. It's very, very serious. And it's important to know how to support someone. So I'm going to go through some of the steps that I have that hopefully you can find useful if you have a loved one with depression. Number one, just listen. This, is the biggest advice. If there's only one piece of advice that you are going to take on, it will be just to listen to them, chat to them, get them to open up. I mean, okay, don't force them to open up, but just saying that you're there and you can listen to them, take on what they're saying. Don't turn around and make it about you. Don't then offer advice. Just be that open ear to them, or a shoulder to cry on, or whatever. It's the biggest thing to know that they aren't alone in this. When you hear that there are like helplines out there, a lot of them will just be a case of they pick up the phone and they will just hear that person talk it all out. So yeah, if that's all you can do that. It means the world to someone. Number two, find out what distracts them. Distracting someone, whether it's just for a few hours or an entire day, can make a huge difference. Getting them to release endorphins can stop them from thinking their bad thoughts for just a short bit of time. It is not a cure. It doesn't make their depression go away. They can then return, later on trying to get to sleep and it all comes flooding back. But for some brief moment to have this happiness can really, really help get them out of a dark spot. So whatever works for them, what do they like doing? Whether it's watching like a funny film or playing a board game or going out for a walk or a run. Or just having a good chat with a group of friends, or playing a jigsaw puzzle, or literally find out, okay, what do you like doing? And again, don't push them into doing that activity, but if you can say, oh, hey, I'm free on Saturday, do you fancy we can just go for a little walk, just 15 minutes down the road, see how you feel about it. Go from there. If they really don't want to, don't make them. But yeah, just try and find out what distracts them, what could work, just to have these moments of happiness. Number three, find out what keeps them going. So there'll be hopefully something in their life or multiple things that are tying them here that can keep them you know, safe and grounded, and that encourage them to keep going on, whether that's a partner or some pets, or they're saving up for a dream holiday, or they're working towards a career goal, or their best friend's getting married, or anything like that. You know, what is keeping them going? Get them to think about that during those dark thoughts. You know, for me, one of mine is my guinea pigs. For those who watch my other videos will know that I have 7 guinea pigs, and there are some days that it's really tough, but knowing that I get up in the morning to feed them, because they, you know, they do need to be fed quite a bit. I can pick them up and have a cuddle with them, which is a massive nice feeling, knowing that, you know, I've kept them alive for a good few years. I must be doing something right, and they just bring me so much joy to watch them. So yeah, they are one of the things that really keeps me going, and I certainly couldn't be without them. So that is, you know, a big step to just get them to really think about what helps them in their life. Number 4, encourage them to get professional support. There is lots of different support out there. First protocol, especially for those who live in the UK, is to go to see their GP. They can prescribe them with antidepressants, and there should be no shame in needing to take them. They can put them on a path to seek counselling. They can call hotlines. I mean, yes, we do have issues with services in this country, and I know that there are in pretty much every country in the world. Wait times are ridiculous, or when they do get to see you, it may only be for a few sessions and not long enough for what you need, but there is still support. You know, don't hang around. Try and get them to make that first step to chat to someone and say, I'm not well, I've got depression, I need help. Putting them on that right path. That could go back to my previous point of what keeps them going, is knowing, hey, I'm doing something to try and ease my depression and hopefully get rid of it. So again, like with all the others, it's not pushing them. Don't be like, right, you need to get help now, I'm going to make you do it, because it can back them into a corner. But certainly if they are in any danger, you need to step in. But otherwise, that gentle encouragement, perhaps offer them some phone numbers so that they don't have to do the research themselves, and say that you're here for them if they're struggling to make that move, to contact someone. Say that you could attend appointments with them or sit in the waiting room. I know at the moment, because of the pandemic, they don't really want you going into doctor's surgeries with other people, but they might make an exception, or at least walk them to the surgery and wait outside, or just drop them off or something, you know, and say, right, afterwards we can go up for coffee, or I can just go around yours and we can have a chat, or I can leave you alone completely. That really goes back to that step 1 of just being there for them and listening to them. But yeah, if they can get themselves started on some help, then things can look up a bit more. Okay, so those are my main steps. Really, to sum it up, is just to be there for them. Don't push them into anything. And certainly to add on what I said way back at the beginning, was to not say things like just be positive or just snap out of it, because trust me, it makes them feel so much worse. I know you might have good intentions, but depression isn't, with someone who is suffering depression, just cannot suddenly think positively. Even if you distract them for a moment. You know, we could be playing a board game, having a laugh. You can't watch them and think, woohoo, you know, their depression's gone, because it is not like that. And you can't then refer, you know, if the next day they're then really struggling and they don't even want to get out of bed, you can't turn around and say, well, you played a board game yesterday and you really enjoyed it, so why can't you just do that again? You know, it's, if you've never suffered with depression, you wouldn't understand what's going on in their brain. And you have to know that depression and being in a low mood are two very different things. Low mood is where you can snap out of it. You can just think positively and it will pass, you know, within a few hours or a few days, or okay, it might last on, you know, for a few weeks. But depression is much more serious than that. And just because you've had a method that works for you to get out of your low mood doesn't mean that it will work for someone who has got depression, which is a serious illness. It's something that, you know, I'm just going to keep repeating 1,000 times. It is really, really serious. And yeah, the best thing you can do is just to be there for them. So I hope this video has helped. If you are suffering with depression yourself, then I'm here to say that you are not alone. I've suffered with depression since 2016. I've had counselling and there's been things that have helped a lot since then, but I've also dealt with a lot of trauma between my counselling sessions and now. And it's not like, you know, I'm following these advice, I'm keeping myself distracted. Doing these videos, I actually find is really helping me. It's part of my distraction. As I said, my guinea pigs are keeping me going. I'm trying to save each month and thinking about my dream holiday, okay? You know, realistically, the amount I'm saving, I'm probably not going to be able to go away for about 5 years, but it's there, I'm planning it. I've gotten a board together in one of my like Pinterest accounts of all these places that I want to go to in Florida, and it's you know, that is what's helping me, as well as the fact that I have some friends that are very, very supportive. One person in particular that I really want to do a shout out for, which is my dear friend Jimmy. He's been with me every day, especially for the last few months where I've been really struggling, and he's been absolutely amazing at just listening to me and just knowing how to say the right things. So you know, I can't thank him enough. So yeah, so I'll put in the description my Twitter account and my Instagram account that you are welcome to follow me on. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching.